My mom disappeared when I was 10 years old. No note, no suitcase, no goodbye, just gone. The police searched everywhere. They questioned the neighbors. They checked hospitals. They even drained the small lake behind our house. But they never found a single clue. Eventually, the police gave up, and my dad told me something that shaped the next 15 years of my life. She left us. He said it quietly, like he didn't want it to hurt. Sometimes people just break. I wanted to believe him, because the alternative was worse, that something terrible had happened to her. So I grew up believing my mother abandoned us. 15 years passed. I was 25 when everything changed. It was a random Tuesday night. I was lying on my couch flipping through TV channels. Then the news caught my attention. A reporter was standing outside a courthouse. He said, "Today's verdict shocked the entire city. A powerful crime organization has finally been exposed." The camera turned toward a woman walking down the courthouse steps, and my heart stopped. She looked exactly like my mom. Same hair, same smile, same tiny scar above her eyebrow. But the reporter said her name was Laura Bennett, not my mother's name. Still, the resemblance was impossible to ignore. I couldn't sleep that night, so I started digging online. Laura Bennett was suddenly everywhere. News articles, interviews. Apparently, she had helped prosecutors destroy one of the largest criminal syndicates in the country. But something about her past didn't make sense. Before 12 years ago, there was nothing. No college history, no childhood photos, no early career. It was like she appeared out of nowhere, just like my mom disappeared. The next morning, I booked a flight. I waited outside the courthouse for hours. When she finally walked out, surrounded by reporters, I stepped forward. "Mom." The word slipped out before I could stop it. She froze, just for a second. Then she looked at me politely. "I'm sorry," she said. "Do I know you?" Her voice was identical, but her eyes looked confused. "I must have mistaken you for someone else," I said quickly. She nodded and walked away. But as she passed me, she whispered something, so quietly I almost missed it. "Stop looking for me." That night my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. A man's voice spoke slowly. "You were told to stop asking questions." My heart started racing. "Who is this?" Silence. Then he said something that chilled my blood. "You're in danger now." The call ended, and that's when I realized something terrifying. If someone was threatening me, then my mom's disappearance was never random. The next morning, I found an envelope under my hotel room door. Inside was a flash drive. When I opened the files, my stomach dropped. Police reports, court documents, witness statements, all connected to a massive investigation 15 years ago. Drug trafficking, money laundering, political corruption, and one key witness, Emily Carter, my mother. According to the files, she testified against a powerful criminal organization, the kind of people who kill witnesses. That's why the government placed her in witness protection. She didn't abandon us. She had to disappear to survive. But one question kept haunting me. Why weren't we protected too? I flew home and confronted my father. When he saw the documents, he looked terrified. "You weren't supposed to find that," he whispered. "You knew?" I asked. He nodded slowly. "The government gave her a choice," he said. "She could disappear, but she had to leave everything behind. And us. They said it was safer, but something about his story felt wrong." His hands were shaking, not from sadness, from fear. Then he said something strange. "They promised she'd never come back." 3 nights later, I woke up to a noise. Someone was inside my apartment. I grabbed a kitchen knife and slowly walked into the hallway. A shadow moved in the living room. Before I could react, someone ran toward the window and jumped onto the fire escape. They had been searching for something, but they left something behind. A photo. An old picture of my mother. And written on the back were 3 words. He betrayed her. 2 days later, federal agents knocked on my door. They had been investigating the same criminal organization my mother testified against. But the case had one unsolved mystery. Someone had leaked her identity to the criminals. Someone very close to her. Someone in her own family. And suddenly everything made sense. My father wasn't protecting me. He was hiding the truth. He had been working with the criminal organization. He was the one who betrayed her. That's why he changed our names. That's why we moved. That's why he told me she abandoned us. Because if I ever found her, the truth would destroy him. The police arrested him that night, but before they took him away, he said something I still think about. "You still don't understand what really happened." At the time, I thought he was lying, until 3 months later. When I finally met my mother again, she hugged me so tightly I could barely breathe. Then she whispered something that changed everything. "I never testified against them." I froze. "What?" "They forced me to." I stared at her. "Your father turned me in to save himself." And that's when I realized something. The truth was even darker than I thought. My mom didn't disappear to protect us. She disappeared because my father traded her life for his freedom.